so much fucked up shit to get into.
Snickers.
Welcome back to Little Snickers, baby. I'm Michael fucking Rainey here with my homeboy Cal Donjala.
What's up, Chippy?
How are you, John?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you. Jacob Furman Mattera.
Bing bong.
Wet and juicy Jeff Simmons.
Slurp.
Glad to be back, baby.
Here we are.
I'm juiced, baby. I got my tootsies out, wiggling them at you. Look at this. Oh, my God. You trying to suck?
Not now,
All right.
but I'm going to be hungry after this.
I know you was. I say I know you was because one time I got stuck between two black guys who were screaming at each other when they like each other. And they haven't seen each other in a while.
Nice screams.
Yeah. And I was in the middle, like, waiting for this light to turn green. And he was like, hey, Tony. He's like, yeah, I see you've been fishing. He's like, yeah, catch me something big. He's like, I know you did. And I just had to sit there like a white faggot.
Well, you probably caught some positive radiation off of it.
There is a joy blast when two old black dudes haven't seen each other in a while. Like, they should send them to ICUs.
It's infectious.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Did you get a little wiener surprise that day? A little extra blood in your flub?
I didn't. I was just scared.
Oh, scared ween.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah. Jake, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. Yeah, it's another beautiful day on this earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's another beautiful day. I just had my first Zin.
First Zin, had
Before
to
we did
spit
this.
it out immediately. He was
so
drooling.
dizzy
He
right now.
was
I'm like,
crying.
oh,
He's dizzy.
What am I doing?
We have his mom on FaceTime in the corner of the room.
Yeah, I'm grounded.
But you look good, and that's all that
Thanks,
matters.
buddy. Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Oh, boys, I'm so excited that I found the OJ Pog Slammer.
Dude.
Yeah, it's been hiding.
Yep.
It's been hiding. Oh, it feels nice.
No, it's weighty.
God, that feels good.
Whose ass was it in?
My deceased mother's, if you must know.
Oh, my God.
Well, you broke a law to get it back, but I will be a witness at your hearing.
I had a feeling it was there, and I dug it up, and I dug it out.
My word. I'm so excited to flip this. I'm just going to do it now.
Chrismonth will roll on.
All right. You're confident. I think I might be able to bust Chrismonth wide open. I can't.
Woo! Wow, how about that? Chrismonth rolls on. Merry Chrismonth to everybody. Just want to. I didn't want to get too ahead of myself, but I just want to say I think this is week 6 of
I think
Chrismonth.
it's the 6th week of
Yeah.
Chris 6. Chris of Christmas.
My true love gave to me.
Chrismonth.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
Chrismonth.
Jeff, you want to just go ahead and unplug
Yeah,
it?
it just set everything on fire, please. But tonight it's a Chris Benoit night.
Oh, my God.
The Canadian Crippler. What a nickname, Jake.
Yeah.
The Canadian Crippler.
No, that was his real nickname.
That was, yeah.
No.
He was known as Dynamite. There was another one that I saw. It was the Rabid Wolverine, which I thought was pretty
That's
good.
right.
Don't you want that?
That's Crippler. That was another one.
That's kind of what you want.
I remember my friend
Pegasus Kid. What's that?
My friend gave me a cross-face crippler as a grade schooler.
Do you still hold it against him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
He was a strong guy.
The last thing you wanted was a strong boy in your class to be into wrestling.
Yeah. And little soft me had a lot of hard friends. Whoa. Hey, I was in 2nd grade too, pal.
But Jake, Mr. Benoit is from Montreal, Quebec. Lovely city. Have you ever been there?
I've never been.
I know you have.
No, I haven't. I would love to, though.
It was in Pageant City, wasn't it?
No, it was. I was in Quebec. I was in the province, but I didn't go to Montreal.
Okay.
But someday I will go there. I might even take my wife. She's a little strip club hound.
Oh, yeah, they're famous for strip clubs. Which,
Yeah.
For them to be like from what I hear, like a snooty French-speaking, touristy kind of area, it really blows my mind that they're strip club heavy. I like that.
Yeah, man. They will make your wee hard. What a start.
Yeah.
He had parents named Michael and Margaret, who by all indications were lovely people and really did a good job with him. And if I learned one thing about the Benoits is that they were a good family. Well, the OG Benoits. Good family unit, really did a lot to raise Chris in a productive environment. And all indications he had a very nice childhood, got into weights young.
No way.
Yeah.
He was jacked young.
Preteen.
Really? He was like that young Hercules boy.
That word does not feel good coming out of your mouth for any reason whatsoever.
I hated hearing it. What year was young Chris born?
1967.
Okay.
So 40 years old when all the rigmarole popped
Gotcha.
off. But got into weights young. He would keep detailed journals about what he ate, what he lifted, what his goals were.
Disciplined.
Imagine like being that disciplined as a young preteen,
That's crazy.
prepubescent.
So he was never. You don't have to say all these words.
He's just a young Jack prepubescent boy.
Young Jack, prepubescent boy. I can't even say the word now. I'm so riled up.
I know. God
Prepubescent.
doesn't want you to get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
So he was never a fat kid. He didn't like.
He's got a fat kid head,
He does.
but I think that's probably from all the testosterone.
Yeah, that'll give you a big head.
Yeah, that's what I tell people when they leave nasty comments on this podcast about our heads. Just like, yo, pal, brimming with testosterone.
yeah.
Yeah, I ain't shooting tea for no reason, buddy. I want this thing to pop like a balloon one day.
I'm exploding tea.
Yeah, the only reason why I got low T is because I'm weighted down by all of it. In 1985, he goes to a prestigious wrestling school called the Heart Dungeon. Top school. He wrestles as the Dynamite Kid there. No partying, no hobbies, just strictly wrestling. This kid is really locked into being a pro wrestler, and he's going to be the best at it as he can be.
So he was, what, 18,
Yes.
out of high school.
Wow.
And in the 90s,
Pubescent.
there was a... Please stop. There was a fucking wrestling
Covered in
college you
pubes.
could go to.
There's one close by to Philly called the Monster Factory.
I didn't know that.
It might actually be it's either Philly or South Jersey, but that's a legit wrestling school.
That's
All right.
cool.
So from the jump, this is what he envisioned. This is... Well, I do know the ending, so I can't say it's great, but as of now, very impressive.
And he was wrestling for a Canadian promotion called Stampede Wrestling, and one of his signature move was the diving headbutt, which is, tough for a guy who ends up with a case of CTE so severe that when they did his autopsy, they said he had the brain of an 85-year-old man with dementia
That's insane.
at 40. But in 86, he ends up, from 86 to 94, he ends up in Japan wrestling as the Pegasus Kid.
Okay, damn.
Big
Pretty
head.
good. Yeah.
He was in Japan for a long time.
Yep. He initially wrestled with a mask, ends up taking the mask off at one point, which I don't know if you've ever seen him. I don't know why you would take the mask off, Jake. And I don't think I'm being mean in saying this.
Nah, he's a pretty scary looking dude.
Is he?
Terrifying, yeah.
I'm not. I wasn't. He wasn't one of the guys, I guess, when I flipped on wrestling back in the day.
And I don't even think it's because, well, that's him. Like, he looks kind of handsome in that picture, but
Yeah, I feel like all the promo shots that I've seen are like makeup and like professionally done.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if you see him in the ring during a matches, he's a scarier looking
yes.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake, was he one of your guys when you liked wrestling?
I thought he was cool
Yeah.
when I watched it. Yeah. And then, I don't associate him with him now.
Yeah.
Sold all my wrestling figures.
Oh.
Yeah, I lit him on fire
Well,
after I sold them.
it's funny you bring that up because that is something that you want to do to these men.
What's that?
Light them on fire.
Yeah, in this situation, yeah.
Was it so no other kids can enjoy them?
Oh no, I thought you meant Chris Benoit. No, the action figures. They are. You had a bunch of light on fire, didn't you?
I didn't light them on fire. I had a kid that my mom babysat who I would do wrestling moves on.
Yeah.
And as an act of retribution, he would methodically chew the paint off these guys.
Yeah.
Which pretty cool move. On his
Yeah,
part.
you were causing bodily injury and harm, pain.
Brother, it's
He got you back emotionally.
Listen, what happens in the squared circle, I can't control. Right?
Just sucking the paint off Vader's head. Pause.
So were you implying that Chris Benoit so didn't want another man to have his wife and kids as a family that he just decided to murder them all? Like
He actually
Jake lit
stole-
the things on fire?
Dude, he stole his wife from another wrestler. A rival.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Should have called him the Heartbreak Kid.
Red kid.
I do love it. I do love it. He's married a couple times. In the early 90s, he's briefly married. He has 2 kids, and then he meets his wife, Nancy. She's with a guy in WCW. I can't remember this fucker's name. But yeah, it's like he steals her from her man, which is a pretty cool move. You ever do that with a girl?
You know my answer, Mike. Hard no. As hard as they come.
I'll have to think. Yeah, not like for a relationship, but for the night.
For the pussy.
For the what? I'm sorry.
For the Chrismonth pussy.
That's exactly right. I did it all for the Christmas pussy.
Yeah, 94, 95. So he ends up with 3 kids.
Okay.
And then 94, 95, he ends up at ECW, which, have you ever been to the 2300 Arena?
Never been. Always wanted to go.
It's a killer venue. I've never seen wrestling there, but I've seen MMA, and it seems like the perfect place for that kind of wrestling.
Yeah.
I've driven by it a bunch, never been inside, but it blows my mind that was like
Right there.
That place is legendary.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
Yankee
from like
Stadium.
the 90s.
It is,
For
yeah.
bad people, yeah.
In ECW, he ends up, Sabu?
Oh, yep.
I didn't know this, but I learned that he broke Sabu's neck.
I remember when Sabu had a broken neck. I didn't realize it was Chris Benoit.
He powerbombed him, and Sabu broke his neck.
Wow.
How the fuck do you not? And he could walk. He healed and was able to.
Oh yeah, he came back. He was wrestling in the neck brace for a while.
Dude, Benoit ended up getting a broken neck, too, and he
Yep.
wrestled through it.
Yeah. Dude showing up with neck braces and fucking wrestling in the ring is crazy.
How? I can't believe I was lied to like that. Implied when I was a kid, everyone always told me, you break your neck, you're dead, or you can't walk for the rest of your
Suck
life.
my dick. I don't know one person that's died from a broken neck.
Yeah.
Broken heart? Yeah.
Yeah, broken neck.
Broken penis? Yes.
Yeah. All them chicken heads got their fucking neck back one day.
He goes from ECW to WCW from 95 to 99. And do you remember Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
He would refer to, all right, so he referred to Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Chris Jericho as vanilla midgets.
Because they're all short guys. They're all like, what,
Yeah.
under 6 foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all short guys, and they were all, because they were so small, they didn't have like the it factor that it took to be somebody who really stood out in wrestling.
But don't those guys have the capability to like fly around and like get crazier air than the bigger guys?
Yeah.
My interpretation of this was that Kevin Nash just didn't like the
attention
the
they
heat
were
that these
getting.
guys were
Yeah.
getting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He was a star for a few years at that point, so
Yeah, and Kevin Nash was a stud.
Well, also, when he went to WCW, he paired up with Ric Flair quick, like the Four Horsemen.
Benoit did.
Yeah, so it was Ric Flair,
Arn Anderson.
yeah, Arn Anderson, Chris
Tully
Benoit,
Blanchard.
and yeah.
Was Tully Blanchard the fourth one?
Jeff, was Tully Blanchard
Yeah, I
the
don't
fourth,
know who the fourth
Horseman
one- yeah.
of the Apocalypse?
Well, yeah, so I remember they had pretty cool shirts before. They were like pre-NWO. And then I
Okay.
think-
Dude.
and- yeah.
Is that when Benoit really started to rise as a name when he got into WCW?
I think in the wrestling circle, but he ended up going to WWE. I think 2000.
Yeah, you're right. Tully, it looks like Tully was maybe who Benoit replaced.
Jeff, thank
Oh,
you
wow.
so much.
Dude, there was
You were right.
before WCW. I remember seeing the Four Horsemen on NWA. And do you remember watching NWA?
I never watched NWA.
I thought that was just
That was like Channel 48
the
wrestling. Right?
guys.
No. It was the National Wrestling Alliance.
Or no, NWO is who I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the black guys.
No,
Yeah.
I was thinking of Conan.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was very cool because in, I guess, late 80s, early 90s, when they would film NWA, I believe they filmed it in Atlanta at Turner Sports, TNT.
Okay.
And it was a small studio, and they would have bleachers, and there were maybe like 4 or 5 rows of people. So you were close as shit to these fucking wrestlers.
That's so cool.
And the Four Horsemen were a part of NWA, and I was a WWF guy. It was the World Wrestling Federation at the time before they switched to WWE.
Yeah.
But I would on the sly without my buddies watch NWA, and I love how the Four Horsemen would throw up the 4.
Oh yeah, there was, yeah.
You had to watch in secret. You couldn't talk about it with anybody.
No, we were WWF guys, but that was just something where it was just like,
Why not be open to all wrestling channels?
I don't know. I think we picked up on the fact that like you were. It's kind of like gang stuff.
Yeah.
Where it was like at that time, I don't know, things might be different now, but it was like there wasn't really people didn't seem to be, at least in our orbit, weren't really into like the cross promotion stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was very regional.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a long time.
Okay.
Like the WWE was more like Mid-Atlantic, I think, and then like NWA was that more like Atlanta, the South, and they
Okay.
had like a Midwestern, like Ohio one, and they've all like formed and became.
So it didn't really become a cohesive like countrywide thing until the late '90s when.
I probably say like
Early
Eight-
2000s?
yeah, I would say like maybe like 98, like Attitude Era. I think
It's all
and
under the
WCW.
WWE now, right? They are the umbrella over. They absorb WCW.
I don't.
Right.
What else is
Yeah.
big right now? It's a newer promotion.
AEW.
Yeah.
As far as I know, those are the only two
Yeah.
like promotions at this point, right?
There's
Yeah.
You would like
TNT?
BBC?
I'll have to check that. I'll have to Google that later.
Yeah. Look it up. Yeah.
The family television.
Turn off Blur. But yeah, that was. I missed out on the Attitude Era because I was like I kind of checked out on wrestling right before that, which
Yeah.
was a grave mistake for entertainment purposes. But there was so much fucking great shit to watch in late '80s, early '90s, man.
Yeah. Dude, you remember Doink? And
The clown?
his
Yeah.
little
No, my neighbor.
you know my name, Doink.
Brian Doinkman
Yeah.
was killed in a Palestinian concert attack.
His first time abroad.
A Doink abroad.
He got landed on by a Palestinian paraglider. Yeah, Jake, I do remember him. Yeah.
Man. There wasn't much happening though before Attitude Era. So like when you checked out, it made sense to cash in and move your attention elsewhere.
Yeah.
But it just
Man, Hulk Hogan spray painting that N on that shit. Woo, baby.
what's he gonna say?
Oh my God, I loved it, man. But yeah, when Benoit went to WWE, he had feuds with Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and The Rock.
Wow, the biggest dog of all now.
Were we talking about Jericho on the Kumquat Hour?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But he's a big comedy fan. Butterly met him in Tampa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's the man.
sick.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude, meeting someone from MacGruber would
I
just
could not.
change my
Yeah.
fucking life. That guy would be so sick of me within like a minute. So like what was it like when MacGruber was like, oh my fucking God.
Dude, I don't know, because from what Tim said, he really enjoys himself. He likes talking to people. He was posing for pictures. So I think if you fucking nerded out over him, he might be into it.
I dressed up like Chris Jericho for Halloween in 6th grade.
What's the outfit?
It was the Y2J. So it's like he was doing this thing for when he joined WWF where it was like a big mysterious build up for like Y2K and it was Chris Jericho. So it's just dude, it's like a half a disco ball shirt on the front, a blonde wig, a drawn on beard.
You're wearing a sequins top and a blonde wig.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
I'll find it for you because it's incredible. Yeah, that's the outfit. That's the outfit I was going for. And I do not. Oh, man.
Was Kevin Nash one of the guys in MacGruber too?
Yeah,
Razor Ramon, was he in there?
I think Kevin Nash was. I don't remember Razor Ramon,
Nash,
though.
Jericho.
Oh, yeah, he was, I think.
Big Hurt. What would you guys call the Big
Big
Hurt
Show.
today? Or the Big Show, rather. What was his other...
Mark Henry.
The Giant? Was he just called the Giant at one point?
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah. Damn. But Benoit, he becomes a champion at WrestleMania 20. Were you ever a WrestleMania guys?
I never like paid for them or went to like a friend's house for like a viewing party until they started doing them on like Amazon a couple years ago. I went to one.
Dude, that was.
And it's fun. Now
Yeah.
that I like
Yeah, it is.
Now that it's just openly fake and pure entertainment, it's very fun. As a child, there was always the pup up being like, "That's not real." Like there was like,
Yeah,
fucking,
well, shut up, man.
We don't fucking. I don't
Let
care.
me watch this shit. Dude, there was a true missed opportunity, I think 3 WrestleManias ago. So Cena came back, and there was a ramp leading to the ring. It wasn't just like you walk down a fucking aisle. It was a ramp, and Cena came out with a bunch of special kids. You know how Cena has since made a heel turn?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought the second he walked out there was at least one wheelchair kid.
Oh, no.
that was the moment that the heel turn should have taken place.
Just throw the kid down the ramp.
Because you come out there, you can't see me, and then you
just
just
kick the brakes off the chair
launch this fucked-legged child
and just
down the ramp.
macking him down the ramp.
But they didn't, and yeah. But maybe that's why I don't write for WWE.
Yeah, maybe that's why they fired their entire fucking writing staff.
Benoit's known for his intensity. Chris Jericho talked at length about him, and he told a story one time how they were on a flight together, and Chris Jericho was watching a movie on his laptop, and he was really cracking up, and he could feel Chris Benoit staring at him, and he looks at him, and when they lock eyes, Chris Benoit goes, "It's not that funny."
How long was he looking at him just to say that?
What a downer. That's great.
I love that Jericho specifically has a whimsical heart.
Yeah,
He loves comedy, and he's just cracking up at a movie on a plane.
yeah, it really seems like the man through and through.
Yeah.
Benoit's just pissed all the time.
Dude, one of the neat things about Benoit is it sounds like he was just constantly doing like push-ups, squats, fucking dips, like anything he could do at any given moment where like he could just have some free time
Yeah.
to just crank out some fucking reps.
Like the
Ever since he
definition of a
was 12.
meathead. Yeah.
He's been doing that shit since he was a fucking preteen. I really don't like saying that.
I know, it doesn't feel good, does it?
Ever since he was
Jake, say
12
it.
or younger.
I'm not saying.
Oh my
preteen.
God, no, do it with that grumbly voice.
Yeah.
Do it like Billy Bob and
French
fucking,
fry.
yeah.
Say prepubescent from the heels.
Prepubescent from the heels.
I don't want to be on this couch
I
anymore.
don't want to do it.
That's what. Never mind. But Jake, he's always working out, and he always carried a folded white towel with him.
Just for sweat?
Just to have, like, it's clear, like all these little anecdotes that all these like friends were like offering up. It's clear this guy had a crippling case of OCD.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I just made it up, Jake. But he's carrying around this folded white towel at all times. I love when Jeff laughs.
I'm so fucking jealous you got a big pop out of Jeff.
God damn it.
Jeff's Big Pops is this is a brand that we're working on. But Chavo Guerrero was telling this funny story about a prank that he pulled on Benoit because he was fanatical about having this fucking towel folded. And he went and he would like unfold his towel. And he said anytime his towel was unfolded, Benoit would do 200 push-ups.
Oh my God. Somebody hypnotized me into having that OCD.
And he said like the one time he did it, either before or after he did the push-ups, he looked at Chavo Guerrero and he said, "Discipline doesn't fold itself."
Oh my
And then he
God.
folded his fucking towel back up.
So there were early signs.
Whoa.
He would anytime he sat anywhere, whether it was like at a restaurant, it was back in the fucking locker room, or even like on a plane, he would have an empty seat next to him, and he referred to it as the focus zone. And if anybody invaded the focus zone, he had a real fucking issue with it.
I like that.
I like the focus zone.
I need
Yeah.
a focus zone.
Damn, I
Jake?
like that rule.
Out of my focus zone, brother.
You're in my focus
Oh,
zone.
fuck, we're in each other's focus zones.
When he was in the bathroom and he noticed that somebody wasn't washing their hands longer than they probably should have, he would tell them to do it again.
That's my nightmare. Having the biggest guy in the fucking restaurant telling me to wash my hands better.
Chris Benoit bathroom monitor. Just,
Another thing I loved about him is he always wore a tucked-in tank top. Isn't that a good look?
Yeah, if you got the body for it, it's a good look.
yeah, not on me.
Again, with the pranks, like these wrestling guys like seem to love to play pranks on him because he was so anal about shit. They would like to use his toothpaste because they know he would freak out. And one of the
Like,
guys
not even do anything bad to it. They would just
use
take some of it.
He knew that it was
So
used.
funny.
And the one thing he said to whoever stole his toothpaste this one particular time was, "Do not put your DNA in my routine."
Oh my God. Okay, all right. So the act of brushing your toothbrush along.
So I can see why having a family could be stressful.
Yeah.
With, you know,
If you're trying to keep a tight ship and there's crumbs everywhere. I was vacuuming up some crumbs today. Too bad that vacuum doesn't have a cord on it.
So I mentioned all the calisthenics. Clearly a big fan of self-flagellation. There was one time he bought a rotisserie chicken for himself as a little treat. Went back to his hotel room. took a bite, said it's too good. It felt like he could not enjoy that, so he threw it away and he made himself steamed vegetables for dinner.
You're gonna make me cry. This is one of the saddest stories I've heard.
I know,
so
dude.
far.
Hot chicken in a fucking trash can.
God damn.
And it's still gonna smell like chicken for the rest of the night.
I
while you're
know.
eating it.
His
It's
only crime was being too good.
too tasty.
One of the guys that I mentioned, Dean Malenko, another wrestler, said Chris Benoit loves steak. You get a steak medium rare, and there would be times where he would savor these steaks so deeply that he would get emotional. And one time they went to a steakhouse, he took a bite of the steak and he paused, and they always knew that Benoit was going to say something insane. And the steak was so good that Benoit looked at him and he goes, "This steak is the only thing that didn't lie to me today."
Oh my God.
He was a fucking poet and a philosopher.
I know.
And a family annihilator.
I know. Wow. Yeah. Ironically, all three of those were nicknames throughout his career. Another time, Chris Jericho went to a steakhouse with him, and he said, ordered his medium rare steak. They brought it out. He took one bite. He closed his eyes, and he said, "This is what it's all about." At that point, he stood up. He went into the kitchen, and they're like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And he walks out, like, holding the fucking chef by the neck. And everybody's like, "Oh, my God." And clearly the chef is fucking terrified. And he just wanted to show his appreciation in front of the entire restaurant. So he hugged the guy and told him how good the steak was.
This guy's just got piss running down his leg.
Yeah.
OSHA's not going to like that.
OSHA was another wrestler that he had beef with. November of 2005, his buddy Eddie Guerrero passes away.
Yeah.
Very sad. Died of a heart attack. And he had been sober. What?
He was still an active wrestler at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was he died in a hotel, and he had been sober for a while, but he had done such damage to himself over the years that his heart maybe he was young. I think he was 38.
Heart attack at 38?
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ. I'm doing something right then.
I know.
I live
I know.
longer than a guy that's in way better shape.
I know.
than me.
What are you, 39?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Jake, what are you, 37?
37, yeah.
Okay.
One more year to beat out Guerrero.
Man. We're going to be doing a 10 count.
Yeah, Chris Benoit really takes Eddie Guerrero's death hard, and he spirals from there. And people can look back to that time and say, like, people knew him close said, all right, this is clearly like when the fucking wheels started to fall off. Has his final match June 19th, 2007. And about 3 days after that, that's when the really bad stuff happens.
That quickly?
He throws another chicken out.
God damn it.
Jake, I'm teasing.
What a roller coaster of emotions.
So he's wrestling for 2 years after Eddie's death,
Yeah.
and people can just tell in his personality something has changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he lives in an area just outside Atlanta called Fayetteville, Georgia. Really nice property. Have you ever seen any of the Benoit crime scene stuff?
No.
I haven't seen any. There's nothing that's like real bad that I've seen. But it's a massive fucking house, a massive property. They had a bunch of dogs too. Really bad situation. So June 22nd, he ends up killing his wife Nancy. Binds her feet and her wrist and uses a cable from the Bowflex to strangle this lady.
Was there any cause or any reasoning behind what happened? Like a note, anything? Like
She was eating the top turnbuckle that he had recently installed, Jake. And it just sent him over the fucking edge. In my professional opinion, I think it was a combination of his friend's death and also the CTE being so fucking far gone at this point.
was also kind of like the death of his perceived life too, right? If that's all he's wanted to do is become a wrestler, and
He's like 40 now.
yeah, you said he finished his last match like 3 days before.
Well, no, you're saying that was his last match because he fucking died after that.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was just like,
Oh,
It wasn't
like
his,
gone forever.
It wasn't his
Okay.
scheduled
Yeah.
last
Okay.
match. Yeah.
But still, I mean, I got to imagine for a guy who clearly would have had a career in wrestling for the rest of his life if he wanted.
Yeah, announcing whatever.
Yeah. But to go from doing like 500 fucking Hindu squats in your fucking hotel room just because you got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a tough pill to swallow. And God knows what else was going on at hand puppets, Jake. That's what I'm doing.
I was wondering what he's doing. Turns out it was hand puppets.
He strangled them too.
Hey, Stickers, I just want to take a second to thank our sponsor, IndaCloud. Life gets serious way too quickly, Jake. You know that. John knows that most of the time. For a safe and easy way to turn off the BS, try IndaCloud. IndaCloud makes legal hemp-derived THC products that are actually good. We're talking gummies, vapes, and pre-rolls that are strong, tasty, and get the job done, unlike this guy.
Oh, no.
Teasing. All IndaCloud products are third-party lab tested, so no sketchy ingredients, no uncertain dosage, just a good time. I know y'all two can't wait to get your care package from IndaCloud.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited. I've actually had a sample of them before, and I love them. They
Tasty.
taste so good. For real, the gummies. I love the flavor of these gummies.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
I'm glad to hear it, baby. Just know all IndaCloud's vegan and lab tested products come in a wide range of THC levels so you can float or fully launch. If you're 21 or older, now's your chance to float above the stress because IndaCloud is giving all new customers 25% off their first order plus free shipping. Just use code STINKER or click the link in the show notes to claim your discount. That's indacloud.co, INDACLOUD.co. That's code STINKER for free shipping and 25% off your first order. After you purchase, fill out the survey. You'll support the show and keep IndaCloud sending you the good stuff. So go ahead, grab a gummy, and vibe out with IndaCloud.
We in the cloud.
And we staying up here. Like up because our wives are dead. But kills his wife with a cable from the Bowflex, Jake, and he places a Bible next to her body.
Odd thing to do,
Yeah.
you know?
I guess, people can rationalize what they've done by saying, I did this awful thing. Maybe like they, in their mind, they're thinking they're doing you a favor. And then they're also being like, here's a really nice thing I'm going to do for you. It's a Bible next to you. Nothing can bother you now.
Send you to heaven.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I think it's overlooked in a lot of these murders. When people do something nice, like place a Bible next to the body, it should at least be recognized.
It's like saying sorry too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't tell mom. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. This is
All right, yeah, this is gonna be.
June 23rd. The next day.
Oh,
all right.
wait, the next day.
Dude, it's a whole weekend thing.
Wait, what?
The wife is on the Friday. He kills his son on Saturday, and suffocates the kid. And when they do the autopsy on this little kid, they find out he's got Xanax in his system. So Benoit drugged him, but that they find out that he's also been giving him human growth hormone.
So that was a long-term thing.
Yeah.
The Xanax might have just been the night before.
Yeah. But it seems like there might have been some kind of I've seen it mentioned that he might have had like this syndrome called Fragile X, which when people have that, like they're smaller, and people close to him think that like he may have been juicing this kid to kind of
Get him to
expedite
grow
growth.
into yeah. Not necessarily be a fucking young Hercules like he was. How old did you say the son was?
I think he was 7.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Giving fucking HGH to a 7-year-old.
Yeah, pretty fucked, man. And his buddy Chavo starts getting texts, and this is by Sunday. He's getting texts that say like my physical address is 130 Green Meadow Lane. Like clearly things where like he's telling people what they're going to find, how they're going to find it. The dogs are in an enclosed fucking fence area behind the garage doors open. Like shit like that where it's like you see it, it's just like, oh my God, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then on that day, he ends up hanging himself from the Bowflex. With a Bible next to himself too.
Are you saying, and it's like, I don't know why I need details, but did he like smother the son with like a pillow, or was it also the Bowflex?
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it was just
I didn't.
the wife and one child,
Yeah.
the only child he had with that lady.
Yeah,
I
and the
guess.
dogs were out back. If you're a dog, are you barking in that situation, or are you just trying to
I'm
Dude,
so-
Yeah.
I am finding a nice sunny spot.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
And that night, he's supposed to wrestle in Houston. So people are like, where the fuck is he? Because this isn't like him to do this. And the following day, oh, dude, this is fucked up. So that night, somebody updates the Chris Benoit Wikipedia page at 12:01 a.m. And they say that he was fucking... Chris Benoit missed the event in Houston due to his wife Nancy's death. Nobody knew she had been dead at this point. Eventually, they trace... Dude, this is fucking creepy. They trace it back to an IP address in Stamford, Connecticut, which is where WWE headquarters is. It turns out a 19-year-old kid ends up taking responsibility for updating it, and he says that he just was on fucking wrestling rumor sites, and somebody mentioned that Benoit's wife had died. Nobody had any idea.
No one had been to the house yet.
No. No.
They don't go to the house probably for a day or two after Chris
The next
hangs
day,
himself,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
The next day they go in there
Oh.
because he didn't show up to the event
So
the
that's
night before.
Monday or Sunday now?
Monday,
Okay.
which is the day after Sunday, John.
Oh, thank you. I was studying the calendar earlier this week.
Which
then,
one? Which calendar?
Then I had to go potty. The Gregorian chant calendar. It came in a new junk mail that I got.
A different song with every month being flipped up.
Yeah, and every month is Chrismonth. I don't remember specifically. I was presenting with an like I had something, but I don't.
No, yeah, but the June 25th, the bodies are found, and that same night, there's a WWE tribute show to him,
I remember this.
and this is before they knew that he was responsible.
There's no details out at that.
No, I think people just assumed there was like a fucking carbon monoxide leak or something like that. But then shortly after, they realized what the fuck happened, and I remember Vince McMahon doing a thing where he's just like, "Yeah, we're not going to mention his name ever again." He has popped up in like certain, like his image has popped up, but I don't think they've ever mentioned his name on a
Yeah.
broadcast ever
Even
again.
when the son is at events, they don't. They just say his name and they don't mention.
I don't even know if they acknowledge him. That's a great question because his older son goes to the events.
Yeah,
yeah.
So maybe I've just seen pictures of him ringside, not necessarily with his like name.
Wait, another Benoit son?
Yeah.
He
Okay.
looks a lot like him
And
too.
he goes to the events?
He goes to
Yeah.
wrestling and seems to really love it.
They reached out to him and they were just like, I think this is one dark side of the ring. But they reached out to him just to be like, because he didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
the kid loved wrestling, and so they involved him. And I don't know if he's still involved, but
That's really sweet.
yeah, it was really sweet.
And there was no drugs that were tested in showed up in Chris Benoit's blood.
High levels of testosterone. So he was taking steroids.
Yeah. But that was probably status quo for the last
Yeah.
couple decades for him.
Yeah, I think he was just fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
His brain.
Man.
Do you ever worry that you might have brain damage?
Took some good licks on
At,
offense day when I was a defense.
Yeah, the Pride
dummy.
Parade.
Yeah, happy Pride, y'all.
Got him.
Thanks for the licks, and I'll always go blindfolded. You don't really want to know who's looking you good. Or who's looking you bad,
Yeah.
That you, Jake.
You know I'm in the middle of a brain bleed, buddy. Yeah, it's oozing out.
Yeah, my brain's leaking all the way down to the toilet.
Did you watch Tires yet, Jake?
I did.
The one episode where they're talking about how the black mold.
Yeah.
It's just like as I'm watching that, I'm just doing the fucking fan thing. Yeah, I don't think I had one definite concussion, but aside from that, I think head injury wise, I've been pretty good.
Yeah.
What was that concussion from?
I was playing football in a parking lot,
Oh.
and
And I was wearing cleats. I was wearing metal baseball cleats.
but there were cars parked along the side of the parking lot, and we had all this space to play with in the middle of the parking lot. And I caught a pass. I was on my way to score a touchdown, and we're playing two-hand touch. And the kid that was covering me pushed me, and it pushed me right into the bumper of a car.
Damn.
And I got knocked out. And then when I woke up, there was just like blood, and I couldn't tell where it's coming from. Oof. And my friend Mikey goes, "Your fucking ear is ripped off." It wasn't, but it was ripped.
Really?
Yeah. And
where the blood was from?
Yeah, it was from like the side of my head and my ear being like ripped. And one of my classmates, they had a house right next to the church parking lot. And they took me in there, and her dad was very caring. He called my mother, Jake.
We've got a few more minutes. How caring was the dad?
Well, I was prepubescent. No, he called my mom. My mom came to get me. They took me to the hospital, and I got stitches in my ear.
How was it like? Kind of ripping off, or was it just like
It was floppy.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
That's a fucking. That's probably from when your head hit the concrete.
I don't know.
Or the car bumper.
Yeah. I just
Dude,
don't know,
it's
man.
Making my freaking.
Yeah.
I'm getting weird in my pants.
I didn't feel anything. It was just I got knocked out.
My butthole's puckering up, man. You know what happens when you think of weird stuff.
And this was disgusting. I got to stay home from school for 3 days. I rented a bunch of movies. One of the movies was King Ralph with John Goodman.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
But this was disgusting. And I asked for it, and I don't know why I would have asked for this. I asked to sleep in my parents' bed.
How old?
I think 12.
Whoa.
Pretty sure my little sister slept with my parents till she was like 12. So one night ain't so bad in my eyes.
I spent 3 nights.
Okay, well, that's a
3 sweaty nights with my mother and father.
You were traumatized.
I'll say.
I mean, were you shocked and scared to see your own blood when you came to?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it was probably fucking. Then you had to go and get fucking stitches with
That is scary.
being awake for it. Somebody's putting a needle in your head right here.
I know, but I could also just set up the VCR in my room and watch my movies and really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, so that's why you were doing it. It wasn't to like lay with your parents, right?
No, I think I just wanted a big bed. And it's at that time, like when you're fucked up as a child, like if you're really sick or hurt, it's like you're like, oh, what can I get away with here? And it's like, I want to lay in my parents' bed that they fuck in.
And eat ice cream.
Whipped cream.
Why do you have? It's so nice you have whipped cream in the bedside table.
Your mom, you're at a bedside table with cream.
What's the worst that you ever heard as children?
As a child, probably just like getting fucking rocked in football practice by a senior when I was a freshman.
They just put you right back in too, I'll bet.
Oh, this is just in practice as holding a fucking pad as a tackling dummy. Mm-hmm. And these dudes are just doing offensive blocking drills. A dude made me do most of a backflip. I landed on my fucking belly. And I probably had that's the closest. In college, I was knocked down a set of stairs and awoke in an ambulance or on a gurney. So
I
that
remember
was
it. Your friend was holding your penis.
Yeah, that's right. It might have been a concussion then. That's probably the closest I've gotten to concussed.
Wow, I've never like woke up concussed. That's
It might have happened twice actually.
wow.
I also fell off the back of a rock at Joshua Tree. That probably wasn't great for my head. Oh no!
I remember flipping over a broken bike going downhill at like a kid's birthday party. Everyone grabbed a bike, and the bike I got was the broken one. Yeah. So we're like going down the hill. The handlebars are going like this. I'm like, fuck, man, here it comes. And I just flipped over, just right onto my fucking chin. Had to get a bunch of stitches. Got blood on my brand new Lakers Shaq jersey.
Whoa.
Front runner.
Bloody Shaq jersey, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good look, though.
Yeah, and then
I'd be scared.
And then I just went to the hospital and
Crying in pain.
I was crying.
Bloody Kobe, very inappropriate.
Bloody Shaq. I got your back.
20 years bad luck is a bloody Shaq.
What age was that?
That was second
36.
grade.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you were a baby.
Yeah, that was
Second
Baby
grade.
Shaq.
It's what, 7 or 8 years old?
something like that. Yeah.
Prepubescent.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers that are
What a
that.
theme tonight.
Dude, hitting it on the fucking chin, going over the bars
Yeah,
as a
that's-
second grader.
Some neighbor, like I don't know who the guy was, just ran out of his house with a washcloth and just put it up to my face, which is not a good, like, you know, looking
Was
back.
it wet already?
Yes, yeah, it was.
Covered
Soapy.
in kerosene. turpentine.
yeah. Yeah, that was a nervous moment, but then he just called my mom. Nice
What?
guy. Yeah. I can't repeat what he called her.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Can you whisper it to me? And then I'll whisper it to Jeff.
And
then
I'll
Jeff
whisper
can
it into the microphone.
Hee hee.
Man, that's I think the worst part about being injured as a child is immediately being scared to tell your parents for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily a couple times I think the cops caught him, so. Or the ambulance or a sibling or something like that. Loose associated friend.
You ever been hurt as a child?
Dude, I was always getting hurt. I broke my collarbone snowboarding. I was like 12. Broke my leg skateboarding at 14 or 15.
Damn.
I put my
Hugh
head
Besson.
went through a giant
Not for
glass,
everybody.
like a giant mirror when I was probably like 10 or 11.
Whoa.
That was one that I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble for. So I like didn't say anything.
Did you get cut up all around your face?
No, I went like head on, like top of the head into it. Definitely had a couple of concussions as a kid. Fucked my knee up one so bad. I still got a scar on it where it was like just completely ripped open.
Oh no.
Jeff, you're a fucking daredevil.
We used to just play in the streets, man. We were just, you know,
Y'all
Where were you
just come home.
snowboarding?
I think it was Bear Creek.
Is a proper
Yeah, it was
Lift
an actual
area.
ski
not
lift
just you
area.
guys at the park. With
Wasn't
one snowboard.
Camelback. Bear Mountain, Bear Creek, something Bear.
Is that next to Twink Mountain where John goes? All
Yeah.
right, yeah, I recognize it now.
They invite me. It would be rude not to.
You got a season pass at the Bottoms Club, right?
The Bottomless Club?
The Bottoms Club.
Yes, Bottoms Club. That is free admission.
Bottomless
if
Bottoms
you're
Club.
bottomless.
Bottomless Bottoms.
Are you allowed to wear a shirt?
Yeah, you can. Everybody can Daffy Duck. Everybody can Winnie the Pooh. Donald Duck. I'm sorry.
That'd be a fun club night.
Winnie the Pooh night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Isn't that what they do in Harold and Kumar? The second one, Guantanamo Bay,
Oh,
has
yeah,
the no pants
You
party.
can't have pants on. Yeah, and everybody's got a big bush.
Ooh.
And then a girl tries to take her tits out, and the guy says, "Hey, put that fucking top on." Funny. I think funnier than the original. Where do you stand on the Harolds and the Kumars?
It was put on one time for me. It was a next door neighbor. He put it on. He's like, "You got to come over and watch this."
Oh no.
Yeah.
Were you close with the guy?
No, I just met him like the week before.
Oh, that guy needed a friend.
A very sweet guy, Dave. If you're watching, hello. But Dave was a big weed guy, and he's like, "Here, smoke this." And like, I don't smoke weed, so I did it. You know, he's a new neighbor, and it just fucking incapacitated me. And I remember the movie being on, and in my mind, it really made me laugh. And like, I was like trying to stifle laughter, and I was debating whether or not I should share what was making me laugh with Dave. But I kept thinking of the phrase "eyes the size of saucers." And it was just, I loved it. And I was like, I got to tell him. I got to tell him. I never told him.
Dave,
Well, you're telling him now.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave, from all of us here at Little Stinkers, eyes the size of saucers. We finally did it.
Yeah.
Just that one time you smoked weed with Dave?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it the first Harold and Kumar?
I don't remember.
did you get an invite back like a second time?
Yeah, he was very nice. My first night hanging out with him was like I had a party at my house. It was my first real night in my house, and the police came. There was a big fight, and Dave ended up rear naked choking me to get me to stop attacking a guy. But
You were attacking a guy?
yeah, I was being an asshole.
And the cops were there?
They ended up coming. That's when they made me
Okay.
sit on the lawn.
Wait, was that here?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was in Glen Olden.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my first time hanging out with Dave. And then
The way you met him?
no,
Was
I
him
met him
choking
prior.
you?
I met
Okay.
him the day before when we got the keys to the place.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, we're going to have a party if you want to come by. And he ended up inviting a bunch of people. They weren't the big problem. There was a girl that I had a problem with, but.
Always problem with the female.
Yeah, I know. That's me, baby. Opunani, mo problems.
And you respected the rear naked choke from him.
There was nothing I could. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
when you get put in there, it's just like, all right, man, I'm good. And then once I stopped fighting the other guy, he let me go. And then by that point, somebody had called police. Then they came and they were fine. But
Wild Nights is calling.
yeah, that's part of why I'm anxious to move to my new house because the police have been at every new house I've had. The last at least 2 places I've been within a week of me moving in. So
This is when you break tradition.
yeah, I'm really gonna try.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
And remember, it's a stand your ground state.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. So I got to be a big boy and stand there and shoot somebody.
If Texas Rangers came on horses, I'd be happy with that.
I would act like Arnie when Burger Barn rolls into town.
That probably really diffuses any kind of tense situation.
Yeah.
Horsey on the front lawn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just come out with all the carrots you have. Your Uber
Oh, my
Eats is
God.
more carrots. so
No,
you can-
don't feed him.
Do we have any hay in the fridge?
Hun, get the hay.
Hey, hon.
Hey,
You got your fucking fist in a horse's mouth. Hey, hon. Stuff hay in the
freezer.
in the garage freezer.
It's got to thaw before you give it to him. He'll chew through it. He's
Yeah.
fine.
just put it in the microwave.
Put it in the deep fryer. Deep frying hay for a police horse. Oh, man. They probably... I bet they don't like when you feed police horses. It's probably like giving like one of those blind dogs a little scratch behind the ear.
Yeah, they probably don't appreciate it, but
Man,
You do it.
yeah, if horses could play fetch, that you would get all the police horses away from you immediately.
It's gotta have- you're a guy who carries a ball.
I yeah, not on me right now. I'm ballless. I'm a ballless wonder. Left him in the car.
he's got no fucking nuts.
He's a ballless wonder. That's something I found today. My old Punky Brewster CDs, DVDs.
Whoa.
You had it on DVD.
Yeah, my buddy Eric Todd, he's like, hey, he just sent it to me one day. He's like, I thought your kids would like this. And they fucking loved it.
Nice. Really?
So sweet.
They watched it like every fucking day. And there was a very weird episode. It wasn't even a weird episode. It was a weird line in, I believe, the pilot of Punky Brewster. Punky Brewster, very sweet show. There's a line in the pilot episode where the black neighbor, she's like talking about, referring to another neighbor, and she calls him a sex maniac,
Whoa.
which is a lot for a little children's show.
Dude, there's a line
why would they-
in Monsters Inc. that bugs me to this day. I used to talk about it, but it was there's like a drill sergeant in the beginning. They're training because they scare children for their energy. And they do, I don't know if it's been said, I love scaring kids in bed. And it's still in the movie, like now.
The whole premise is insane. Like,
Yeah.
like imagine being the guy who had the audacity to pitch, like, all right, it's a town that's powered by children's screams, and not being asked to immediately leave fucking Pixar Studios.
Yeah, it was definitely followed or reacted by. Interesting. Let's hear more.
Yeah.
Children screams. You mean the thing I listen to at night to fall asleep? From one monster to another. I think that's
Merry Chrismonth.
appropriate. I think that's perfectly appropriate for a movie where monsters scare kids. That's when you get scared, when you're in bed.
So that line
in
works
the
in the
dark.
context. Even
Nah.
in current...
It's still weird.
It's weird, right? Like, they changed the end to make, Star Wars to make Han shoot first. They're always changing little things in movies without letting us know about it. They don't just tweak that line a little bit,
No.
No.
No. I think it's you, man.
Damn.
I don't like it either,
I think
Jake.
Y'all
I'm with
I think y'all is weird.
Damn.
For once, I'm on John's side here.
Whoa,
I think it's
stalemate.
totally fine.
Of course you are, Disney head.
All right, pop off in the comments. No, why would you do that to him?
Because he says I can't kickflip. I'm kidding.
Nope.
Yeah,
One and done.
I was going to do it again. I was going to do it again.
This is a stand your ground house, Jeff. So if you need to do something, we'll look the other way. Did you guys like Monsters U?
I've never seen either of the monsters.
Monsters Inc. is a wonderful movie.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I wasn't wild about Monsters University.
It's not as good.
It's fine.
Solid, but it's not.
Yeah, it's hard to live up to.
Unnecessary sequel.
Unnecessary nudity.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you see Mike
Wazowski?
Mike Wazowski's little fucking monocle
eyeball.
penis. Yeah, you know how like
That's where it is.
you know how like pimps have like the fish tank heels? Mike Wazowski's ball bag is see-through and there's an eye in there. Sully's got what you think he's got.
My baby likes Coco right now, so that's all we watch.
Good one.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I still haven't seen it like all the way through. It's 30 minutes at a time, so
Yeah.
I don't have a feel for it.
Yeah, it's
And I'm
solid.
not sure
Not into it.
who's alive.
That's what makes it fun.
I don't know who's dead. What's
Is that Hispanic
nice guy
or Trump?
Eddie say? We love thee. He was not saying that right now. That's for sure. No, nice guy Eddie and Reservoir Dogs. I don't know. I don't know who's shot. I don't know who's not. That's me with Coco. I don't know which of these characters is freaking shot or not. No, everybody always said it was very sad, and I haven't figured out where the tears would be.
Yeah.
They're
That's
jerking
the-
tears out of you,
the
Jeff?
very
Shame for
end.
you.
Very
Bro,
end,
that-
or just
The end of that movie is it'll get you.
after the big
dude. I would say it's up there
finale
with Up
climax.
as like the.
But Up's at the beginning.
Yeah.
Up.
You get out of the way fast.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But yeah, I think it's.
You love getting out of the way fast, I bet.
Oh, you know I do.
I'm talking about how fast he comes.
I'm a fast as the night is dark. The night. The night sky.
All right. I'm sorry, man. I'm
Hey,
sorry
what were you
about
saying
that.
brain injuries earlier, Mike?
Relative to Up, Jeff, I've never seen past the first opening sequence.
No way, really?
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe we would put it on to fall asleep to or something. I don't know, but I don't remember the old lady's alive.
You haven't even made it
That's not
past
even
that.
fifth.
I don't remember her being dead. Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like
It's like 5
8
minutes in the movie. Yeah.
Huh. Can't believe you made it to season 3 of Entourage, bro. For real.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I think every lady likes to picture her relationship being up.
Dying first
Yeah.
and leaving me to
Go to hedonism.
to fly 1,000,000 balloons to hedonism. To be the first horny 65-year-old guy.
Yeah. They have to create a new up law to keep perverts like you out.
There was like a some guy, like either European or African priest, that tried to do up, and he took off.
Well, remember that fucking
And then they
kid?
found him in the ocean like a month later, just with
Oh,
a million
no
popped
way.
balloons.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
man.
I mean, you just keep going up until the fucking balloons get so cold that they pop.
Yeah. Then
I
you're.
don't think they were weather rated. I think they were just run-of-the-mill balloons.
African guys don't know that though.
And I said it could have been European. I did say that. I did cover my ass on that.
It's called Somalia, not Swimalia, for a reason. They don't know what to do in there.
Well, I don't think he planned on going over the ocean at all. I don't think he had any kind of way to control his direction. Guy was up to the wind. He was going with the fucking wind, Jake.
Listen, man. You got to go where the wind takes you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Chris Benoit did.
Jake, what do you want to promote before we go, brother?
Oh, man. Just follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff at Jake Mattera. And, yeah, come to a show. I'll be posting about them. So, yeah. Come say hey. How about you, John?
Me too. Please follow me at Johnny DelCollo on Instagram and Twitter. And me and Jake will be at a show. And DelCollo, if you're around these parts.
Oh, yeah.
We are at a show.
JT Brewski's?
JT Brewski's. Yeah.
I used to love that place. I had my wife and daughter meet me there to watch me drink on Father's Day one year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And look at this weekend.
Very cool place.
Wow.
I could do that this
Yeah.
weekend on Father's
They
Day.
liked it.
Should I show my family how much I can drink this Father's Day?
Yes.
That would be
yeah.
yeah.
I think I'd be
Kids love it,
Yeah.
and wives secretly love when you're doing something good.
Yeah, they do. And drinking 15 light beers in an afternoon is good.
If you want them to respect you, you'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah, come to JT Brewski's on
Yeah.
June 26th. Me and Jake will be there. And I hate all my fucking material, so you know I'll be talking about doing nitrous in a car.
Oh, baby. Check out my new podcast, Getting Some Head. I got interviews with all the bros, including these two knuckleheads. We have a very fun segment on Getting Some Head on the big head getter tier, where it's called After Dark, where I get a bunch of nasty interviews and we ask some disgusting questions to talk about people's sexual preferences, where they like nut, where's the craziest place they porked, have they ever had group sex, all kinds of disgusting things from your favorite comedians. And you can check that out at patreon.com/gettingsomehead. You can check out all my books at onperks.com. And on top of that, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody down in Texas. I'll be down there in a couple weeks for good. My buddy Timbo just made it down there safely with his family. Looking forward to reuniting with him and doing dad meet down there. And yeah, all good stuff happening, baby. And if you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for being a patron. It's because of you we can keep doing all our fun shit. If you're not a patron yet, consider joining the Patreon at patreon.com/Little Stinkers. That's LILSTINKERS. You get every episode a week early. You get access to every live stream we do. You get audio for every live stream we do, every movie watch along we do.
We
And
have done a lot of live streams.
Oh, my God.
3 times a month, pretty much, we do 'em.
we love it.
We love the live streams.
All the good stuff we do at patreon.com/Little Stinkers. So from our house to yours, a continued Merry Chrismonth. And guess what? Next week, it's not over.
Oh, my God, he's already telling us Chrismonth goes on.
Week 7 of Chrismonth next month. Next week, the next Chrismonth. All right. Love you guys. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Love
Thank
y'all.
you.
Big head to y'all.
There's so much fucked up shit to get into.
Little Snickers.